Hello and welcome to World Watch on Oweleke TV. I am Antonia Nwokolo. The White House has warned Israel that the U.S. will not participate in any retaliatory strikes on Iran. Over 300 drones and missiles were fired at Israel overnight, which Iran said was in response to a 1st April strike on its consulate in Syria. Almost all weapons were shot down by Israeli, U.S. and allied forces before they reached their targets. Officials said Joe Biden urged Israel to consider its response carefully. The official added that the Biden administration believes Israel got the best of it in the exchange, which began when senior Iranian military commanders were killed at the Iranian consular building in Syria. About 99% of the missiles, drones and cruise missiles launched during Iran's retaliatory operation were shot down or intercepted, which U.S. officials point to as a sign of Israeli military superiority over Iran. Now, the United Nations has called on Iran and Israel to show restraint with the threat of a full-scale direct conflict between the pair looming over the Middle East. Secretary General Antonio Guterres warned the adversaries at an emergency meeting of the UN Security Council on Sunday not to further escalate tension in the region with further attacks, following mutual air attacks over the past 2 weeks. However, Iran and Israel concentrated on accusing one another of being a threat to peace. Iran launched hundreds of drones and missiles at Israel late on Saturday. The war in Gaza has triggered regular clashes between Iran's regional allies such as Hezbollah, Hamas, and the Houthis and Israel. The direct attack, a retaliation to a strike still unclaimed by Israel on Iran's embassy compound in Syria on April 1st, marked a serious escalation. Former U.S. President Donald Trump will set foot in a New York courthouse today and become the first U.S. president to stand trial in a criminal case. He's accused of falsifying his business records to disguise a hush money payment made to Stormy Daniels, a former adult film star shortly before the 2016 election. Trump's historic trial will take place against the backdrop of his presidential campaign and could ultimately see the presumptive Republican nominee become a convicted felon months before voters head to the polls in November. The trial, which will begin with jury selection today, is expected to last 6 to 8 weeks and will center around the reimbursement Trump made to his former fixer, Michael Cohen. Cohen claims he was directed to pay Ms. Daniels $130,000 in exchange for her silence about an alleged affair with Trump, something prosecutors have described as an attempt to unlawfully influence the 2016 election. Now, landslides on Indonesia's Sulawesi island on the weekend killed at least 18 people, with rescue efforts, including police sniffer dogs, ongoing for 2 missing people. The local government in South Sulawesi reported 2 people were in critical condition in hospital. According to the country's disaster mitigation data on Sunday, the landslides triggered by high-intensity rains affected 2 villages in the region of Tanah Toraja in South Sulawesi and destroyed 4 homes. Photos of affected villages provided by the agency showed rescuers trawling through the rubble for survivors with homes flattened. Indonesia's rainy season began in January, with the meteorological agency forecasting a first-quarter peak, particularly on the islands of Java and Sumatra. And that's all we have for you on World Watch. I am Antonia Nwokolo.
Follow us on our social media handles at Oweleke TV. Visit our website at www.oweleketv for a thrilling journey. Oweleke TV, rising star at the fairground.